Hey, what's up people? Today I want to do a video about this little thing right here, which is my EDC pouch. Now, one of my YouTube buddies did his video about his EDC pouch and he asked other people to do their videos as well. So I've been always wanting to do this video. Now I figured this is the best time. If you speak German, I will leave you the link in the description box. You can check his video out because it's not in English. But for those who speak German, check his channel out. Thank you, Joe, for the inspiration. I've always wanted to do this video as well, so it was my idea first. Just kidding. Now, my EDC pouch has changed over the years. I have used like these pouches that would fold up like this. They're a little bit better for organization, but the things I have in here are not that many. And yeah, it's still organized, even though it's just a pouch that is just a bag, basically. This is the Magpul Dhaka pouch. The cool thing about this is, first, the outside material is very rugged and it's also waterproof. So should you be on a boat, you're pretty safe, or the things that are in here are pretty safe. And also, if you should have a leaking water bottle, if you have electronic devices inside, those are safe as well in here. So yeah, cool thing, waterproof pouch and zip. Now, on the outside here, let's start with this. I have some paracord attached to it with a carabiner. The cool thing about this is that first we have a carabiner and some cordage that we can use, and I guess also this keyring on the top that we can use for other things as well. So yeah, what's that gonna be, like 2 or 3 meters of paracord? Yeah, additional cordage can be a good thing. Now, but the main reason I have this on here is people call this a daisy chain. So let's think this is the bottom of your backpack and you have the pouch sitting on the bottom and you attach this the string to the strap where you normally would hold water bladders. You always know where your pouch is at. Basically, you just pull the string and you have quick access to it. So that's a cool thing. So on the inside, probably the most important thing I keep in here is this little thing right here. It's a power bank. Don't ask me which brand it is. I don't really know and I don't really care. The only thing I do know is that it has more than 10,000 milliampere. I used to have these power banks that are a lot, you know, not as strong in terms of the output they can give, and it just takes forever to charge your phone. So if you need quick charging, yeah, get a stronger power bank. This is relatively compact. I have multiple power banks. I have solar charged power banks as well. This is just the one that I keep in here. The only bad thing about this is that the body is made of plastic, so it's it's not as rugged, I would say, and that's the reason I wrapped it in this camouflage tape. Is just to give it a little bit of softness to the body and yeah, protect it a little bit better. Also, of course, we could make use of that tape as well if we should need it. So yeah, power bank, and with a power bank you need cables. I have 3 different cables in here. I have the normal USB-C that works for my phone and most other devices, and then I have the old USB because some batteries don't take USB-C yet, which kind of sucks, but that's how it is. And I have an iPhone charging cable as well. I don't personally have an iPhone, but some people do that I know, and yeah, sometimes you need to give other people a charge as well. As you can see, I have these rubber bands on here. I have a really strong rubber band. It's like a Ranger band that flexes and holds up quite a lot. And this one is one of the softer ones. And then I also have this, what are these called? I don't know. Like bending cables? I don't know. But we could make use of those rubber bands and cables as well, should we need them for other things. And I also have an adapter in here because if I don't need to use the power bank, I don't use the power bank, so I save the battery for when I really need it. A power bank has saved me quite a few times. I think this is probably the most important item that I carry. Now, This is just the EDC pouch that I use for my day-to-day life. Obviously my life changes, and with my life changing, the things that are in here change. But besides that, I always carry a first aid kit that's not in here, and I always carry a flashlight, a knife, and a lighter. The lighter is also not in here because I carry it just with me in my pocket, so don't need to put that stuff in here. Now I also have this thing in here. It's like a waterproof container as well. It's made from an aluminum alloy, and inside here I have matches and different stuff, different kinds of tinder. So brick barge, I think a tampon, and something else as well that I don't really remember. But different methods of lighting a fire. This case is made by Dango Products, I believe. Yeah, it's waterproof by itself, and yeah, very rugged build as well. And I have this in here should I ever come into a situation where I really need a fire, or I really want to make a fire and don't find good tinder outside. So the next thing I have in here is some tape. This is like the really strong and flexible electrical tape. I really like to use this because it doesn't take up much space and it holds up pretty well. And I have it in this bright yellow color. We could use that for signaling things to other people, I guess, because it's really easy to spot in the outdoors. And I just like to use tape. Don't really care about the color, but we could make use of that as well. And I also have zip ties in here. I only have 2 zip ties left, as it seems. I don't think there is anything you can't fix with tape, zip ties, or rubber bands. I think you could fix a lot of different things. Now, next we have this little Kershaw tool. This is basically a container for 5 different screws. We have a T6, T8, T10, and then we also have a flathead and a Phillips, so you could use this as a screwdriver as well. I use this to fix to disassembly knives or to screw down pivots should they come loose. This has come in handy quite a bit. Very inexpensive tool from Kershaw. I think the bits hold up well so far. Didn't strip any screws with this. It's not my favorite torque set, but it doesn't take up as much space that other torque sets do. Because I carry a lot of Chris Reeve knives, I also have this Chris Reeve knife torque set in here. So this fixes, with this you can also tighten down body screws and pivots. Yeah. And then the last thing I have in here is this little tool from Gerber. I used to have one of those tiny little Leathermans in here, but I always wanted to check out this little thing from Gerber, and a friend of mine always wanted to check out the Leatherman that I had in here. So we traded, and now I have a Leatherman squirt on my keychain anyway. So I don't need the Leatherman in here anymore. Gerber is a weird company. I think they have really good and interesting designs like this one, but the quality is just not there. I don't think this is a particularly well-made tool. There's nothing wrong with it. It works as a box cutting tool. You have this little box cutting Kiradashi blade. I think that's replaceable as well. I don't know. I haven't seen the replacement blades anywhere, but yeah, I'm sure you can get them. Also, you have a pry bar on the back and then a bottle opener, and some additional cordage as well that you could make use of if you need to. This is really thin and lightweight, so it doesn't take up much space, so I'll leave it in here, but probably not the best tool. But it would work as an emergency knife, I guess, if you don't have any other cutting tool. But it's just like a tiny little box cutter, nothing more. So yeah, that's it. Pretty simple, my EDC pouch. That's everything I need in my day-to-day life and nothing more. And yeah, so emergency knife, cables, some tape, and then different methods of disassembling knives and adjusting pivots, and then fire starting kit and a power bank and different kinds of charging methods. So yeah, pretty simple and pretty effective. Like I said, this has worked for me for the last couple of years. Now, because we're already here, let's do a quick knife check as well. The knives I was carrying today and also in the last couple of days, I had two knives on me all the time. The first knife was this Winkler Knives Williams design Hiratsukuri Kaiken. You may have seen this on my channel before. I really enjoy this knife. I think it's a pretty cool little thing. Now, I really like the design. It's simple, it's effective. You have this kind of upswept tip, really pointy tip, but also strong tip. And it's made from 8T CRV2 blade steel. So it's a tough carbon steel. Not the craziest at edge retention, but tough. The handle is kind of small, which I like because you can put more control in the blade. And yeah, like I said, a Williams design, Winkler Knives made, green canvas micarta scales with carbon fiber pins and a cross pattern. Really beautiful and really nice feeling micarta handle scales. I really enjoy this knife. We have a Kydex sheath with a leather liner, so we have a really soft and easy draw. So it's, yeah, really nice and quiet as well. And then we have a clip. It works super well for inside the waistband carry. You also use micarta spacers on those Kydex sheaths. Probably to get the leather in there, I don't know. But yeah, really nice setup. I really enjoy this knife quite a bit. And the other knife I have been carrying the last couple of days is this here. It's an old Benchmade, no longer in production, sadly. It's the Benchmade Contego. Baron Osborne design. You can see the similarities in the blade shape to the Benchmade 940. This is the Benchmade 810. So it's not just a bigger version of the Benchmade 940. It's also a little bit different, especially in the handle design. A lot of chimping in the handle with an aluminum backspacer with a glass breaker here. Very aggressively chimped all around. And then this interesting, typical Baron Osborne blade shape. Not sure how to call this blade shape even. It's like a modified something. I don't know what it's modified from, but it's, yeah, like a sheep's, kind of, it feels like a sheep's foot mix between a sheep's foot with a draw point mix, something like that. Interesting. It's a really thick blade. We have like, I don't know, like 4.5 millimeters blade stock. So relatively robust all the way to the tip, except the very end of the tip. But then we also have a really wide blade, wide and thinly ground. And the blade steel is CPM M4. M4 is a really nice steel because it's relatively balanced. Well, some people would say if it doesn't have corrosion resistance, it's not a balanced steel. I think corrosion resistant is overrated in most cases, depending where you live, of course. But yeah, for me, it's not that important, honestly. I think a steel, it's much more important that you can resharpen the steel first, that has good edge stability so it doesn't chip as much, and then edge retention is also important but not as important, I would say, than the other things, to me personally. But this steel has all of it. It has edge retention, edge stability, and resharpenability as well. It's just not the best at corrosion resistance, but yeah, CPM M4 is a good steel. And a really uncommon steel choice these days. So yeah, good for Benchmade that they decided to use the steel on this blade. I think it makes a lot of sense for this knife. Black coating is not the toughest, so it will come down eventually. Has already started to scratch off, so yeah, but I don't really care. I think this is a great knife, sadly discontinued, like I said. Normally it has the deep carry clip on here. In this case, I have put an older clip on here. Yeah, Benchmade Contego. Does it make sense to use discontinued knives? I don't know. I don't really care about collecting knives. I just like to use them, even if the value goes up. Yeah, who cares? Life is short. Use the knives and use them hard that you have, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's my EDC pouch and the knives I've been carrying today. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see each other in another video. Goodbye, people.